To start today. This is the third chapter of your grade 10 syllabus from the business studies area, which is the business organization. So actually this is the last chapter that you have when it comes to the business studies part of your syllabus. You know, your syllabus is combination of business studies and accounting. So business studies for the grade 10, we have three chapters. What are the three chapters? Chapter number 1, which is the background of business, and chapter number 2, the business environment, and chapter number 3, which is the business organization. So today we are going to learn this business organization chapter. So what is this chapter all about? Very simple. What are the types of businesses that you have in this world? And what are the characteristics of these businesses? Simple as that. What are the types of businesses that you have, and what are the characteristics of these businesses? Simple as that. So before moving into the types of businesses or characteristics of businesses, if you take all the businesses in the world, we can classify the businesses based on different techniques. Now let me take an example. If you take in this class, so this is the grade 10 class. This is the grade 10 class. Okay. This is the grade 10 class. The students who are doing O-level in 2025 probably. So if I want, so we'll assume in this class there are 30 students. These 30 students, I can split based on different techniques. One method that I have, I can split y'all based on, based on the gender, boy or girl, like that. Boy, girl. I can split y'all based on the area, maybe inside Colombo and outside Colombo. Inside Colombo and outside Colombo. So that's another technique that I have. Another method that I have, I can split y'all if you want based on the weight. Based on the weight. Maybe above 50 kilos, below 50 kilos. Now you see, if I take these 30 students, which is the 2025 O-level batch, I split the class, same 30 students, using three different techniques, right? Based on the gender, based on the area, based on the weight. Likewise, same concept is applicable for the businesses also. All the businesses in the world, businesses, if not organizations. Businesses, another name is organizations. These businesses, we can split it based on three methods. So what are the three methods? One is based on ownership. Based on ownership. So based on ownership, how to split? One is maybe private. Other one is public. Public means government. Government. So certain businesses are there, private businesses. You just take the next door grocery shop. So next door grocery shop is owned by a single individual person. It is not owned by government. You take maybe No Limit, owned by a set of people, not by the government. If you take Dialogue, dialogue owned by set of people, not by the government. So if there is a business which is not owned by the government, if set of people or individuals like you and me, if we are owning a business, it is private. If there is a business which is owned by organization which is owned by the government, so let's take an example. I am telling railway station, the railway department of Sri Lanka. It is owned by government. Education department of Sri Lanka. It is owned by government. So likewise, there are certain organizations, institutions which is owned by government. So one method of classifying the businesses, it is based on the ownership. How to classify based on the ownership? Private and public. And second one, based on objective. Second one, based on objective. Objective means there are certain businesses who wants to make profits. Like next door grocery shop uncle, he is running the business to make profits, right? Simple as that. So in the purpose of making, in the objective of making profits. There are certain businesses, the objective is not making profits. Now you take Sri Lanka Education Department. Is that organization's motive is making profits? No. Having a proper system in the Sri Lanka education. So there are organizations, there are businesses, not for profit also. So one classification, if you classify based on the ownership, you can classify private and public. Public means government. If you classify based on the objective, you can classify profit purpose businesses, profit objective businesses, not for profit objective businesses. And the next one, based on the scale or size of the business, I would say. Based on the scale or the size of the business. Based on the scale also you can speak. Based on the size of the business also you can speak. One is maybe small and medium-sized businesses. Another one is large-scale businesses. Size or scale. Size or scale. Large scale. Large scale or large size or large scale businesses. You just take an example. Now I am telling a business like the grocery shop. This is a small business, maybe 1 employee or 2 employees. You just think a business like Dialogue. How many employees are there? Thousands of employees are there. Large scale business. So based on the size of the business also we can speak. So these are 3 different methods, techniques that we are going to learn in your syllabus in order to classify the business. You can split based on the ownership, private and government or public. Objective, profit objective, not for profit objective. Size, small and medium size, large scale businesses. So now let's get into the Tute. So here you all can write down business organizations can be categorized in many ways using the different criterias. Criterias are as follows. Write down based on ownership. Based on ownership. And second one, write down based on objective. Based on objective. And third one, write down based on size or the scale. Based on size or the scale. Now let's move to the classification of based on ownership. So based on ownership, I told you, you can classify into private and public. That means government. Government owned businesses, public, private owned businesses. Now here I'll give you certain examples. Each and every example we will be learning later. In depth we will be learning. Just write down these examples. Private businesses, sole trader business, partnership business, incorporated companies, and cooperative society, and associations. Public, state companies, that means government companies, or government corporation. Other one is state department. State departments. State departments. Now let's move to the private sector businesses. Under that, write down this note. Businesses owned by an business owned by an individual or group of individuals is known as private sector business. Private sector business. Then public sector business is what? The business which is owned by public or the government is known as public sector business. Simple as business owned by the government are known as public sector businesses or organizations. If you all are done, please post the letter D in the chat box. Huh? Done. So that is classification based on the ownership. So if you classify based on the ownership, so these examples you will be learning. Huh? Don't worry. These examples we will be learning. So for the time being, you just keep in your mind, if you classify based on the ownership, you can classify private businesses as well as public businesses. That means government businesses. Private owned person like me, you, next door grocery shop to Dalali, like we are single individuals. So if we own a business, it is private. If government own a business, it is public. Simple as that. Now let's move to the next one. Classification based on the objective. Classification based on the objective. Objective, I told you, two objectives are there. One is profit objective, other one is not for profit objective. One is profit seeking. Other one is not for profit, not for profit. So here also write down certain examples. Sole. Sole means sole trader businesses. Like next door grocery shop Mudalali. He is the only owner of the shop. No? So normally why he is running the shop? Because he wants to make profits. He is a profit seeking business. Other one may be a partnership business. That means sometimes you and your few of your friends starting a business. Sometimes you are good in marketing. Your friend is good in sales. Another friend is good in maybe carpenter, the production work of the tables. Okay. Another friend maybe he is good in finance. So sometimes all you people can come together and might start a business. Sometimes it can happen like this also. You are an accountant, your friend is an accountant, and your another friend is an accountant. So all of you all are coming together and you all are opening a small accounting firm. So that's a partnership business. We'll assume you are a lawyer and you have another three of your friends are lawyers. So you three can come together and you all can start a small lawyer firm. Like that, you can start partnership businesses also. So in why are you starting such a business? In the purpose of making profits and maybe properly established incorporated companies. Incorporated. So here I'm not talking about the small sole trader partnership businesses. Properly established incorporated companies. Incorporated companies. So these are profit-seeking businesses from the private sector. These are profit-seeking businesses from the private sector. Now let's see certain profit-seeking businesses from the government sector or public sector. Certain profit-seeking businesses, public, even government businesses are there. They are doing in order to make profits. Even you didn't know. Even you didn't know there are certain now when we say government, we think they are doing not for profit. No? Everything charity, no, free of charge. No, we are thinking no. There are certain government businesses where they are doing in order to make profits. We will learn all those things. State corporation, state companies, state companies or corporation. public sector. And don't think there are private sector businesses only for profit seeking also. There are certain private organizations. Private organizations are there, not the government organizations. Private organizations are there. They are not doing for profits. Not doing for profits. Good people. One is cooperative society. Cooperative society. Association. Associations. So if you take example people, let's assume Sanas. Let's assume Sanas. Okay. Sanas is not owned by government. Sanas is owned by like few of the individual people, a set of people. So this set of people are running this organization not to make profits for themselves. They are doing something good for the society. And there are associations. You take Red Cross. Okay, just an example. It is not owned by government. It is owned by few individuals, members. But what they are doing something good for the society. Understand? All the not-for-profit businesses are not government organizations. Private organizations are also there. They are running the organization to do something good for the society, not for profit. So these are private sector ones. Private sector. State departments. State departments like our education department, railway department. They are running those departments not to make profits. Owned by government also. Owned by government, and they are running the department not to make profits. But do something good for the society, not for profit. And there are certain state companies. So state companies can be there. People remember, state companies can be there for profit seeking purpose. State companies are also there. Not for profit purpose, state companies are also there. I will teach you. State company means government companies. Government companies are there. Certain companies are there in the expectation of generating profits. Like CPET, Sri Lanka Petroleum Corporation. Sri Lanka Petroleum Corporation. They are running the business solely in the purpose of making profits. And there are certain government businesses are there. Their purpose is not making profits. To give something good for the society. I will come to those examples later. State companies or corporations. Public sector. No government. Public. No government. If you all are done, please post the letter D in the chat box. So now let's write down a small note. People, I explained to you all. So now let's write down a small note for that. For the profit seeking businesses, write down. When the main objective of the business or organization is to generate and earn profits. Those businesses or organizations are known as profit seeking. If not, we'll call it as profit oriented businesses or organizations. So if someone is running the business in the purpose of making profits, that is a profit seeking organization. So profit seeking organizations can be private and it can be public also. Profit seeking businesses can be private as well as public. Not-for-profit organization, their objective is not making profits, people doing something good for the society, well-being of the society and the members. The main objective of a business or organization is to provide or ensure social well-being of the members or society those businesses or organizations are known as not-for-profit businesses or organizations. Not-for-profit businesses can be private as well as public or government. Public means government. So somehow what you have to understand based on the objective, if there is an organization, the main objective is making profits. That is a profit seeking business. If there is a business, is not making profits. Well-being of the society, well-being of the members who is there in the society. So if there is an organization like that, those organizations we will call it as not-for-profit organizations, if not businesses. So we learn two things as of now. Classification based on the ownership. First, if you are classifying based on the ownership, you can classify private ownership and the public or government ownership. Privately owned businesses, government owned businesses. Now if you take the commercial bank, a private business. HNB bank, a private business. Dialogue, a private business. Because there are private owners. LB Finance, private business. But Sri Lanka Petroleum Corporation, government business. Sri Lanka Rupavahini, government business. Sri Lanka Education Department, government business. Sri Lanka Railway Department, government business. So likewise, there are certain businesses owned by private, owned by government. And second classification below, businesses you can split, profit-seeking businesses, not-for-profit businesses. If a business is looking for profits, that is profit-seeking business. If a business is looking for well-being of the society, betterment of the people, that is not-for-profit business. Simple as that. Now let's move to the next part. Classification based on the scale. Scale, if not the size. Size of the business. So write down scale or size of the business. So as I told you previously, we can classify small and medium scale businesses, small and medium scale businesses, like small, choty and medium sized businesses, and big businesses, large businesses like that, large scale businesses, large scale businesses. So how to define the split between large scale business and a small scale business? Let me take an example here. Business A has a capital of, okay, maybe rupees 500,000. Whereas business B has a capital of rupees 1,000 million. So what is the small scale business? What is the large scale business? Which one is the small? Which one is the large? So this is small and medium scale business. This is large scale business, 100 million capital. This is just 500. So that is one. Let's take another example. In company, maybe X number of employees, just five employees. Okay. Company Y, number of employees, 50,000, like Brandix. 50,000, like Brandix. You tell me, people, which company is small and medium scale, which company is large scale? Tell me. Which company is small and medium scale, which company is large scale? X kiyandu issalam X. Everyone tell me using the chat box. X is small and medium scale. Good. Small and medium scale X. Y, large scale. Freaking 50,000 employees. Huh? 50,000 employees. Huh? Let me take another example. Maybe company P. Company P using maybe for a month. How many kilowatts? We'll assume 0.5 kilowatts electricity. electricity. Okay. And there is another company Q using 100 kilowatts electricity. You tell me out of these two companies, now you'll also write down the examples. Huh? Make sure to write down the examples. Out of these two companies, which one is small and medium, which one is large? Tell me, people. Out of these two companies, which company is small and medium, which company is large? Tell me, come on. Based on the energy use. Q is large, using 100 kilowatts per month. P is small and medium. Small and medium scale business. This is a large scale business. Large scale business. 100 kilowatts. So let's assume another two examples. I'll take L. Company L. Company L. L sold 10,000 units. 10,000 units means they have 10,000 customers. Okay. M sold 500,000 units. That means they have 500,000 customers. Tell me, people, who is the small and medium scale business? Who is the large scale business? Tell me. Which one is the small and medium scale business? Which one is the large scale business? Huh? So who is having the higher market share? Higher market share means who has sold more. Like who is having more customers? Huh? L is having, L is small, just 10,000. Small and medium scale. Small and medium scale. But M, damn big, 500,000 customers. Large scale business. So this is a one set or examples where you can identify whether a business is small or large. Always this is something relative. Now you just think and see. If we compare Sri Lanka dialogue with a Sri Lanka grocery shop, Sri Lanka dialogue versus the a grocery shop uncle's shop. Grocery shop uncle's shop is very small. Dialogue is huge. Dialogue is huge. You just compare dialogue with Apple. You compare dialogue with Tesla. You compare dialogue with Microsoft. You compare dialogue with Google. Dialogue will be like this. Huge business එක. Chudi business එක dialogue. So that's why I told you it is something always relative, people, with the company that you are comparing. Small and medium scale, large scale, always it is relative based on the company that you are comparing. If you are done with the examples, please post the letter D in the chat. Good. Now we'll write the note, people. We got the learning. Let's write the note. Small and medium scale businesses or organizations which will have a low capital investment or comma, less number of employees, comma, low energy consumption, comma, or low market share. These businesses generally will have low impact to the industry. I'm just asking you a question, people. Next door, you have a grocery shop. If that grocery shop closes, there will be a more impact to the Sri Lanka. If dialogue closes, there will be a more impact to Sri Lanka. Which one will create a more impact? That small grocery shop closing will have more impact to the Sri Lanka, or dialogue closing will have more impact to the Sri Lanka? Dialogue. That big company closing is having a big impact to the Sri Lanka. So that's why people, the small and medium scale businesses, when it get closed down, there is no much of an impact to the industry. No much of an impact to the industry. But if there is a big company which is getting closed, there will be a big impact to the industry. Now, let's take in Sri Lanka, you have the car Vega. So we'll assume Vega cars in the company is closing. There is no impact to the car industry in the world, people. But if the Toyota closes, there will be an impact to the car industries in the world. So like that. So here I have given you an example. Employees in business employees less than 25 according to the census and statistics department of Sri Lanka are considered as small scale businesses. That is just an example, people, I have given. Now let's write down for the large scale business. Note, people. Large scale businesses or organizations which have high investment, large number of employees, high energy consumption, or larger market share. These businesses generally have a significant impact on the industry. Significant impact on the industry. If you are done, please post the letter D, people. Good. So people, with that, we are done with the first part. So what is the first part that we learned? How to classify the business based on the ownership. If owned by private sector business, government, public sector business. How to classify based on the objective. If the business is profit seeking business, well-being of the society and the members, not for profit business. And based on the size, if the business is a medium and small scale business, if it is small, we'll call it as small and medium scale business. If it is a big business, we'll call it as large scale business. Now we'll learn different types of businesses. I told you previously, I will teach you all the examples which I wrote. So we learn all the different types of businesses and we will learn the characteristics of these businesses also. So in your syllabus, people, you have to learn 7 types of businesses. So write down first one, sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship. If not, we will call it as one owner business. Sole trader. Partnership. Incorporated companies. Fourth one, cooperative societies. Fifth one, state. State means another name for government. Huh? State companies or corporations. Sixth one, departments. Seventh one, associations. Okay, now let's get into the first one. People, these 7 are very, very important. Highly tested in your exam. Huh? Highly tested in your exam. So first one is sole trader business. Example is the important. You think about the next door grocery shop. That grocery shop is owned by one person. So that is a sole trader business. So what are the advantages of having a sole trader business? One is if there are any profits, he will enjoy the profits only him, not like partnership. You just think and see, if it is a partnership business, profit will be shared between different partners. With you, your friend, everyone the profit will get shared. But if it is a sole trader business, you can enjoy the profits alone. And not only that, when you are taking a decision, you are not required to ask from your partners and wait. You think, you take the decision. Less conflicts. Less conflicts. If you are going to get the opinion from everyone, there will be conflicts. So these are certain advantages of running a sole trader business. So we will learn more. These are few. So first write down for the sole trader business. First write down people. Businesses owned by one individual. Businesses owned by one individual is known as sole proprietorship. Business owned sole trader business. Okay. One person provides the permanent finance and in return, he has the full control of the business and is able to keep all the profits. So this is actually one disadvantage. One person is giving all the money. If business needs 1 lakh, entire 1 lakh should be given by one person. If it is a 4-person partnership, you and your 3 of your friends are running a business. If the business needs 1 lakh, 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, 25,000 only should pump it. But here, entire 100,000, one person should pump. Finance burden is high. And if there are any losses, that one person should bear the losses alone. Profits, he will enjoy the profits alone. No need to share the profits. But if there are any losses, who lost ටික තනියම කන්න වෙනවා. බෙදන්න කවුරුත් නැහැනේ. උඹ ටිකක් loss කාපන්, උඹ ටිකක් loss කාපන් කියලා බෙදන්න බෑ. He should eat the losses alone. He should bear the losses alone. So those disadvantages are also there in the sole proprietorship business. So let's write down certain characteristics. This is the most common form of business organization, and as it is very easy to commence means start. Start. Commence means another name to start. With less complication and low startup capital, small amount only you have to put. These businesses like to remain very small, and the success depends on the competency level of the owner. If owner is very talented, hardworking, bugger people, the business will become successful very soon. Now you just think and see about the now Facebook, Google and all, not one person actually, few set of people got together and did. But if you take like Tesla, now that business people want Jack Ma started Alibaba. So those businesses, Jeff Bezos started Amazon. So that one person is very talented, powerful. Competence level is very high. Now look at the size of the business. World's biggest businesses. So the success of the business fully depending on the owner. Because no set of people, only one person. If that one person is good, business will become good. If that one person is bad, business will go for 6. But if there are a set of people like 4-5 people, if 3-4 people are working well, if one person is not working well, they can kick off that person and that 3-4 people can run the show nicely. So advantages, disadvantages, both are there. So before moving into advantages and disadvantages, let's write down certain characteristics of a small sole trader business. First characteristic, write down capital is provided by the single owner. Capital is provided by the single owner. And second one, write down entire profits are for the single owner. Third one, all the losses should be borne by the single owner. He should bear all the losses. Can't help. What I am going to give you now is very important. No? Very important. This is something very important. No? Unlimited liability. Unlimited liability. What is this unlimited liability means? Write down, people. Owner is responsible for business liabilities. What is that people? Owner is responsible for business life. Let me take an example. Now we'll assume company A is a sole trader business. Company B is a properly established incorporated business. Like dialogue, incorporated business. Okay. Properly established incorporated business. Like dialogue. Now we'll assume the company A has taken a loan from the commercial bank. Commercial bank, 1 lakh loan. Now business is struggling. Business is struggling. Business doesn't have money to repay the loan. If business doesn't have money to repay the loan, owner, if business does not have money to repay the loan, owner should forget out and he should pay from his own money, personal money. If he doesn't have money, should sell his asset, his personal assets. He should sell his house, van, car, personal assets, and should settle the loan. Big problem. Let's assume same loan is taken by incorporated company from the commercial bank. Same loan is taken by incorporated company. If the business does not have money to repay the loan, owners are not responsible. Owners are not responsible. Seriously, seriously. Commercial bank eකට ගුටි තමයි. කාගෙන් ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්නද? They should go to the business and look at the building and ask building, කොහමගේ සල්ලි දීපන් කියලා. That's what they can do. That's what they can do. They can't get it from the owners. That is the nature, Yusuf. That is the nature. That's why we will call incorporated businesses will have limited liability. Limited liability. Sole traders, unlimited. Unlimited liability. So now Yusuf might wonder, Shah, then I will open an incorporated business. I will take lot of loans. And I will ask the bank to go and ask from the building. I will ask the bank to go and ask from the business. Because owner is not responsible. Is a good idea, no? Is that? You don't start sole trader business. Go and start an incorporated business. Okay. Properly established a private limited business or public limited business. Take lot of loans from the banks. If the banks ask, I don't know. I'm not responsible. I'm incorporated business. You ask from business. There is business. You go and ask. Go. Don't come to my home. But there is a problem. What's the problem? Starting incorporated business is extremely difficult. Highly difficult. Extremely difficult. Every Tom, Dick and Harry can't start incorporated business. එහෙම පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් මරු. Everyone will start incorporated business and banks will have to shut down their banks afterwards by giving the loans. So starting is extremely difficult. Only the people who are with good money capacity and capability, only those people can start the incorporated business. It's not like sole trader business. So owner is responsible for the business liabilities. Owner is responsible for the business liabilities. So for that one, if you can write down these people, if business does not have money to repay liabilities, owner should sell his personal assets and settle the business liabilities. That is the meaning of unlimited liability. Fifth one. No legal personality. What is this no legal personality? I'm not talking now about the accounting world. In accounting world, I told you, can you remember people? Owner and business, two different things in accounting world. Can you all remember I told you? Huh? I'm not talking about the accounting world. I'm talking about the legal world. Okay. In legal world, sole trader business and owner are not two different things. Sole trader business and owners are not two different things. It is the same. It is in what world, people? In the accounting world. Owners and sole trader business are two different things. It is same thing. Accounting world, the legal world. Accounting world, the legal world. Huh? You take accounting world, let it be sole trader, let it be partnership, let it be incorporated, let it be any kind of business people, owners and business, two different parties. But if you take the legal world, legal system in any country, not the accounting system. In any country, there is a legal system. Sole business and owner is same. මූට වෙනම ඩෙන්ටිටියක් දෙන්න නැහැ. ඕනගේ ඩෙන්ටිටිය තමයි මූගේ ඩෙන්ටිටිය. Owner's identity, only sole business's identity also. But do you know people? Partnership also same. Partnership business and owners are same. That means partners identities and partnership businesses identity and owners identity both are same. But do you know incorporated businesses are there? Incorporated businesses and owners are not same. Owners will have separate identity. Incorporate business will have a separate identity. Do you know that? Starting incorporated business not easy. That means in the legal system, do you know, incorporated companies, they are thinking it as a separate human. ඒකට identity card එකකුත් දෙනවා වැඩ. Identity card means the business registration. Separate identity number is there in the legal system. Not for the sole trader business. Not for the sole trader business. Not for the partnership business. For the incorporated business, legal system in the legal system, they are taking that business as a separate person. Do you know that? Owners will have separate identities, business will have separate identities. That's what I told you people. Manji, incorporated business. Manji is incorporated business. Owners will have separate identity, business is a separate identity. In the legal system, it is considered as a different person. RC. You know people, now we'll assume inside Manji. Inside Manji, okay, someone is suicide. Someone is suicide. Legal system cannot go, they can't go and ask questions from the owners. Do you know from whom they should ask the questions? From the business. Because he is a different person. They are having a separate identity for them. For the incorporated business. Even tax numbers different. How to do so? That's the league, that's the system. IFRA. That is the way. Even business now. You have heard about tax number, TIN number recently. So if you take sole trader business and owner will have the same TIN number. Partnership business and owner will have the same TIN number. But incorporated business will have a separate tax number. Owners will have separate tax numbers. ඌට වෙනම tax number එකක් දීලා. යකෝ building එකට. Not a building, for that business structure. So that's why people, as I told you, if you have incorporated business, if business has taken a loan, I am not responsible. උඹට සල්ලි ඕන නම් ඕකෙන් ඉල්ල ගන්න. Separate person. Business has taken a loan. You take money from him. Don't ask me. In the legal system, you can't file court cases also. If business has taken a loan of 1 lakh, I will tell for the courts, yes, I am the owner, but he is a different person. One of the owners, that's it. You ask for the business. Don't ask me. I am a separate person, he is separate, business is a separate person. It is having a separate identity. So did you all understand the difference between having a legal identity and not having a legal identity? Yes or no? Ifra? Yes. Good. So no legal personality. Personality means identity. Identity. So for that one, write down cannot conduct any legal activities using the business name. I am asking you a question. I don't know for what extent you all have studied in your school. Can you register sole trader business and partnership business? Can you register these two businesses? Ifra, correct. Can you register sole trader business and partnership business? Can you register these two businesses? You can register the name of the business, not the business. Business එක register කරන්න බෑ. You can register like I have another name like that. Name of the business can be registered but not the business because it's not a separate person. It's me, mama එයා මම. ඒ වගේ තමයි. You can register the name, okay. I am having another name like that. You can register the name, but you can't register the business name. Do remember that because it's not a separate person to register that person. Huh? දෙකයි මාත් එකයි මට තව නමක් තියෙනවා like that. You can register the name. So that's why I gave you, you can't do anything using the business name because it's your name, simple as. Sixth one, write down, no, this one was important, no continued existence. What is this no continued existence means? When I give the note, you will realize death of the owner becoming mental, එහෙම ලියන්න එපා. owner becoming mental කියලා ලියන්න එපා. owner becoming mentally unsound, owner becoming mentally unsound will lead to business as a discontinued business. Discontinued business. So what does that mean, people? What does that mean? Owner මැරුණා. If not owner becoming mental, then business collapse. Finish. Not even his son can run the business in this state. Do you know that? Not even his son can run the business in that name because owner dead. If owner dead or if owner becoming mentally unsound, business also collapse. Because it's my name. It's my name. So if that's the case, what you can do before you die, you transfer the name to your son. Then he can run. Because in all the banks, they have my signature, no? My son's signature. No. If my son wants to take money out of the bank account, business bank account, my son can't take money out. Why is that? My signature is there, not son's signature. So if that's the case, you can transfer the name to your son. If not, I die, that's my name. My name also dead. That's it. Because there is no business. There is only a name. I am the business, business is me. I am the business, business is me. Not two different persons. It's the same person in the legal system. Mama මැරුණොත් ඌ මැරුණා එච්චරයි. Seventh one, if the owner's full name and business name is same, it is not required to register the name. You just think and see people. My name is Sunil Pereira. Business name is Sunil Pereira. Should I have to register the name again? Huh? You think like this. My name is Sunil Pereira. Business name is Sunil Traders. Should I have to register that name? Name, not the business. Yes, I am keeping another name for myself. I am keeping another name for myself called Sunil Traders. So if I keep another name for myself, I have to register that name. If the owner's full name and business name is not same, it is required to register the name, because I am giving another name for myself, so I have to register the name. If you all are done, please post a letter D. Done. I got one. So let's look at certain advantages. As I told you, these businesses very easily you can start, people. Very easily you can start. Not like incorporated businesses. And owner has the full control. No one to answer. No conflicts. Owner will keep all the profits. Independent decision making. No conflicts. Able to choose the time and the pattern of working. Ugi business එක උගේ කඩේ කියලා දාරින්න ඕනේ ඌ අරපු දෙයි. No one is there to ask him. If he wants to open the shop at 10 o'clock, he will open the shop at 10 o'clock. If he wants to open the shop at 12 o'clock, he will open at 12 o'clock. No one is there to ask because he is the owner, only single owner. Able to close the personal relationship with the, okay, not like big businesses, only few staff in that grocery shop, maybe one or two staff will be there. So you can maintain a good relationship between the staff and with the customers also. What are the disadvantages? Unlimited liability. Business liability is my liability. Difficult to raise additional capital because one owner can't kill it. If there are 4-5 owners, everyone can pool in one. One owner. He should play the game alone. No separate legal personality or identity. My name, his name. I am him. Both are same. If my name and his name is same, don't need to register. Sunil Pereira, Sunil Pereira. What to register? Both are Sunil Pereira. Sunil Pereira, Sunil Traders. Two different names. So I have to register the name. I have to tell that name is mine. Lack of continuity. If I die, business also die. That's it. Because I and him are same. Unsuccessful decisions taken by the owner will lead to closure of the business. If owner takes a wrong decision, people, that's it. Business will be closed. But if there is a set of people, they can tell, Macha, don't do that. Then you will think, yeah, what he is telling is correct. Macha, don't take that decision. Then I might think, yeah, what he is telling is correct. So if you are running with a set of people, then people, even you take a wrong decision, you have someone to correct you. But here, it's your business. You are the only person. Suppose if you end up with taking a wrong decision, business will go for a 6. So these are certain disadvantages which is there in a sole proprietorship business. Now, since we learn the sole proprietorship people, it is very easy for us to learn the partnerships. Very easy. Write down people for the partnerships. A business formed by two or more. Two or more people carry on a business together with shared capital, investment, effort, and usually shared responsibility is known as a partnership business. So a business form, two or more people. They are coming together. Sometimes they will share the capital people. If not, one person will give the money to the business. One person will give the skill to the business. That is also a kind of partnership people. One person is very talented fellow is there. But he doesn't have money. So another person is telling, okay, Machan, I have money. Let's come together. I'll put the money. You put your effort and the skill, Machan. So we'll run the business. So that is also partnership. So here write down another small note. 1890 partnership ordinance will affect the partnership. So now let's write certain characteristics of partnership. Like what we wrote previously, characteristics of a sole trader. We'll write the characteristics of partnership. Capital is provided by the partners. And second one, profits are shared between the partners. Put the concept again. If you make a 1 lakh profit, if it is a sole trader business, entire 1 lakh is for you. You assume you are running a partnership with 3 of your friends, that means in total 4 people. That means 25,000 per person. Per hour. So disadvantage. Losses are shared between the partners. If you make a 50,000 loss, if there are 5 people, you are not required to bear all 50,000. You 10,000, you 10,000, you 10,000, you 10,000, I 10,000, just 10,000. So that is a good thing in the partnership. And fourth one, I'm not going to explain again. Unlimited liability. Unlimited liability. That means partners are liable or responsible for business liabilities. If business does not have money to repay liabilities, partners should sell their personal assets and settle the business's liability. What to do? Can't help. And here also, I'll just copy it from this one paper. For me, it's easy. No legal personality or identity. He also said no legal identity. Sixth one, no continued existence. No continued existence. Death of a partner. So, partner becoming mentally unsound will lead to the business as a discontinued business. And the seventh one also same people. If the business name is same as all the names of the partners, Malavikara, you just think and see, you and two of your friends. One friend name is, or we'll assume like this, Mahinda Rajapaksha, Namal Rajapaksha, Yoshida Rajapaksha. These three people are coming together and starting a partnership business. So the business name also, Namal Rajapaksha, Mahinda Rajapaksha, Namal Rajapaksha, Yoshida Rajapaksha business. No need to register. We won't put names like that, no. So same thing which is here. If partners full name and the business name is same, it is not required to register the name. If the Partners, all the full names are not only one person. All the partners' name should be there. It is required to register the name. If you are done, please post a letter DP. So under the partnership people, there is another one more thing I want to teach you. Write the heading partnership agreement. Write the heading partnership agreement. Under that, write down whatever the agreement, whatever the agreements between the partners, is known as partnership agreement. Oral, implied, written. So people, you tell me, partnership agreement, is it a must to be a written agreement? Written thing? No, it's not a must to be a written thing. Huh? It can be an oral thing also, where you have discussed with your friends, not with your partners. So now write down a special point. If the partnership agreement, is in written form, it is known as what, people? You all have studied in your school. No? It is known as what? It is known as what? Agreement can be anything. It can be a discussed one, can be an implied one, can be a written one. Agreements, terms and conditions can be anything, people. ඔයා discuss කරගෙන තියෙන්න පුළුවන් යාළුවොත් එක්ක සමාන වෙලාවට. Super. So we'll assume when you are going to play cricket sometimes, you will tell, මචං අර වත්තට ගියොත් out. අර වත්තට ගියොත් out. බිත්ති catch out. කෙලින් විතරයි 4. So that is just discussed terms and conditions, right? It is also agreement. But if it is there in a written paper, now you are writing, you are taking a paper and you are writing. You know what's the name that you are giving for that written paper? We will call it as partnership deed. partnership deed කියලා කියනවා. Super before. We call it as partnership deed. Under that, write down if the initial capital of the business is more than rupees 1,000. If it is more than rupees 1,000, it is a must. It is a must to have a partnership deed. If your initial capital is more than rupees 1,000, it is a must to have a partnership deed. Cutting කියලා බෑ. You can't tell it from your mouth. There should be a written document for all the terms and conditions. For all the things that you have with your partners, there should be a written document. As per Act number 7 of 2007, minimum 2 and maximum 20 is the count for a partnership business. Partners for a partnership business. That's it. Colors. If you are done, please post the letter D. So if it is more than 20, will it be a punishable offense? Yes. It's like this. Now, when you are registering the name of the business, so always you have to keep on updating the list of the partners for the name of the business. Okay. So when you are not updating the list, if you even have more partners, they will not be captured. Okay. So if you try to update more than 20 partners, the government will not allow you to list the people more than 20. Understood, Ifra? Good. Now let's move to the advantages and disadvantages. Like the previous people, very easy to start partnership businesses also, not like the incorporated businesses. Advantage, since 4-5 people are there, more people are there, up to 20 you can go. No? More people can pump in money. If business need 1 lakh, okay, lot of people are there to support that 1 lakh. If only one person is there, that one person alone should put that 1 lakh. Business losses can be shared, obviously. If one person, I should bear all the loss. Our partners are there. Partners may be specialized in different areas. Good no people. Sometimes one person is good in sales, one person is good in marketing, one person is good in operations, one person is good in finance. So you see, all the people are coming together and doing a work means that business is good in all the areas. Sometimes as one individual, you might be good in only in operations and the sales, not in marketing and finance sometimes. But if there is a partnership, since everyone is good in different areas, the business will do wonders. Shared and effective decision making, as I told you people previously, you will not, the chance of you will end up in taking wrong decision is less because there are other people. You have to show much, don't take that decision, it's a wrong one. Then you will think there is someone to tell you. If it is a sole trader business, no one else is there. Disadvantages, profits are shared. If you have 5 lakhs profit, if it is a sole trader business, I will enjoy 5 lakhs alone. But if it is a partnership business, if there are 5 people, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, for me also 100,000. As it's sole trader, no greater continuity. No continuity existence people. If partner die, partner becoming mentally unsound, business also die. Collapse. So just cut this up. Unlimited liability, business liability will become the partner's liability. So that one also we learn. No separate legal personality. Business and partners are both the same thing, not two different things. There can be conflicts between the partners, not like the sole trader business. Sole trader business, what conflict? My business, I am the person who is taking the decision. No one is there to ask questions from. But partnership, there are more people. They will ask questions from. So we'll do the incorporated businesses and we'll finish off for the day. Okay. So then next week we can nicely finish off the remaining areas, and probably next week we'll be able to finish off the chapter sometimes next week, sometimes. So incorporated business, these are properly listed, corporated, established businesses. Starting extremely difficult. I told you limited liability, business liability, let the business look after. I am not responsible for that. It is a different person, separate legal person, owners separate. It is having a separate identity. We have separate identity. Not same, not same. So let's write down the note people for the incorporated businesses. A firm which is registered under the Act number 7 of 2007. So what's the difference between Act and the ordinance people? Act means it is the word that we are using after the independence. Ordinance is the word we are using before the independence. Just for your extra knowledge. Ordinance is the word that we use for the act before the independence. Act is the word that we are using after the independence. With a legal personality or identity can raise capital by issuing shares, and the liability of the shareholder is limited is known as incorporated companies. Operated company. So you tell me certain characteristic people. Just now I told you, can raise capital by issuing shares of the business. Ah, you can get more money by giving the shares of the business. Now it is sole trade business. මගේ ඇගේ කැලෙන් තමයි දෙන්න වෙන්නේ. Sole trader means I am at the business is saying no what to give. I should cut and give my pieces of the body because not two different things. Too. But people incorporate business is not like that. It's a separate business. It's a different person. So if that person needs money, he can give pieces of this business and he can get money. By issuing shares, he can get money. And second one, yes, continued existence. Continued existence. Continued existence. Since the company is a separate legal since the company is a separate legal person, death of the shareholder or shareholder becoming mentally unsound will not discontinue the business. So it's a separate person. මට පිස්සු හැදුණා කියලා business එක නවතින්නේ. Just because I die, just because I am becoming mentally unsound, business will not stop. Won't stop because he is a separate person. He will do his task as he would. The same person. But sole trader partnership is not like that. I am in the business, partners and the business are same. Incorporate business, who when I come away. Yes, limited liability. Nice one. And this one also you can write down having a separate legal identity or personality and limited liability of the shareholders are limited to the value of the shares they have purchased. They are not responsible for entire liability of the business. Hence, they are not required to sacrifice their private assets to settle business liabilities as sole trader or partnership business. Incorporated under Companies Act number 7. Act number 7 of 2007. Act number 7 of 2007. So if you all are done, please post a letter D in the chat box. Okay, the last part for the day, certain advantages and disadvantages. Now you know well, people. You know well about the advantages and disadvantages. So having a separate legal identity is very good, people. Limited liability as the shareholders. We are responsible for the amount of shares that we have. We'll assume business having a loan of 100 million. But if I have only 200,000 shares, 200,000, or I have only 50,000 much shares of that company, then I am responsible only for 50,000 shares. 50,000 rupees, not for the 100 million. Let him look after business, let him look after. My portion is only 50,000. I am responsible only for 50,000. Okay. Business look after remaining entire. What are the 100 million to 500 million? I don't care. Liability is limited. Liability is limited for my share. That's it. If I have only 50,000 rupee worth shares, and my liability is limited for 50,000. That's it. Greater continuity, that means even the shareholders die, business will continue. Separate thing, separate meaning. High amount of capital can be raised, people, because lot of people are there. Lot of people. If you take dialogue there, in dialogue there are like 2,000, 3,000 shareholders people. Lot of people are there to give money, not like one person. Incorporated companies managed and controlled by the board of directors appointed by the shareholders people. These companies, to run these companies, we will appoint separate set talented people. Now, sometimes if I do my own business, sometimes I will be talented, sometimes I will not be talented. My business will continue based on the talent that I have. But incorporated businesses not like that. Big businesses, to run the business, as owners, we will appoint a set. Now, I am one of the shareholders of Dialog. That means I am one of the owners of Dialog, incorporated business. But to run the business, I am not going to Dialog. There is a separate set board of directors. In business එක nicely run කරනවා because they are from that industry. They know in and out about the business. So they will nicely run the business. Advantages. Disadvantages is people. Biggest disadvantage for you to start incorporated business. Extremely difficult. Very complicated. Processes establishing incorporated companies bloody complicated. That is the biggest disadvantage. And the profits, not like sole trader. Sole trader means 100% profits to me. But here lot of owners are there. Lot of shareholders are there. So profits are shared. And ownership also. Can I claim Dialog as my business? Can't. It's our business. A lot of people are there. Ownership also shared. So these are certain disadvantages of the incorporated companies. So people, I want to emphasize on three things. If you take the sole trader business, partnership business, incorporated business, these three businesses, people. If you take the legal identity, sole trader and partnership, no legal identity, but incorporated business have. If you take the liability, sole trader partnership, unlimited liability. They are responsible for the business liability also. But in incorporated business, I am responsible only for my share portion, not for the entire business liability. Adalat there. And if you take partnership and the sole trader business, no continued existence. That means partners who own a single owner die, business will die. But incorporated business not like that. Even shareholder die, even shareholder becoming mentally also, business will run as it is. So these are three main differences I want to emphasize in these three areas. So I hope everything is clear. Can I get a confirmation in the chat box? Whatever that we studied today is clear for you. I hope so. Yes. Good. 10 people. That's it for the day. Tata. Welcome. No problem.